This is Elisa Bonet. I'm a certified essential oil educator and a wellness advocate with Doterra. Today, I will be sharing how we can support our metabolism, all the different things that our metabolism does for our body, and overall how that impacts our health too. Now, remember, I'm not a doctor and I'm sharing information from trainings, from personal experience, and none of what I share today is intended to diagnose or treat or cure or prevent any disease. You always want to work with your doctor and make sure that you do everything safely if you do start to implement some of the changes that we're going to discuss in the presentation today. So, how many of us want to look and feel younger and just overall feel healthier? I know I definitely do. And for many, many years, I didn't. And so, with what I'm going to share with you today, I'm looking forward to feeling even better than I do now. And we're going to get started because there's some very important key pieces to our health that are fundamental in order to help us feel younger, to live longer. So many of us are living longer nowadays because of modern advances. However, the quality of life may not always be there, and we're going to look at that as well. The points we're going to be learning today is how our metabolic health and our biological age are inseparable. They're linked and they work together. Plus, how nutrition and metabolism, they have a synergistic effect on our overall health and our well-being. And then we're going to see the difference between what our life expectancy is and then what our health expectancy is. Plus, how you can extend your healthy years and have more metabolic support, reduce weight, and also regulate your glucose. Now, there are a lot of different ways that we measure health and wellness. And one of the measures could be, how do you feel? When you get up in the morning, how are you feeling? Do you feel energized? Do you feel ready to take on the day? Do you look forward to your day? How do you look when you see yourself in the mirror? Do you start pointing out, oh no, there's more gray and I'm getting a new wrinkle or age spot? So that can be a barometer as to how we are feeling and how our health is doing. Plus, of course, your energy levels. If you're very fatigued, very lethargic, and everything is a struggle, then that can also be an indicator that something's going on with your health. Plus, we can get lab work and find out what our blood pressure is, what our cholesterol levels are, or maybe we step on the scale and we think, uh-oh, it's going in the wrong direction. Our diet also is an indicator, how healthy we eat, what type of variety of fruits and vegetables are in our diet, and then also the exercise component. So as you can see, there are just so many different factors that contribute to our overall health and well-being. But then we can have those blocks, those obstacles that can get in our way. And very simply, it's just life. We can have high stress levels. We can be dealing with, besides the last couple of years of a global pandemic, that has been very stressful. Maybe we've lost loved ones. Maybe we are dealing with a loved one or personally dealing with some serious health concerns. Lack of exercise, we get busy, especially, I know for me, that has been a big factor these last couple of years. I, go to bed, I wake up, I sit down and I work in my office, and then I don't exercise as much as I used to before. And that also contributes to our overall health and well-being. Lack of quality sleep, lack of proper nutrition, and then just our overall exposure to toxicity from products that we put on our bodies, personal care products, the toxins that are naturally in the air, in our water, in our foods, the things we clean with. So there are quite an array of factors that can inhibit us from reaching those optimal health levels. And just because our focus today will be on lack of exercise as well as nutritional deficiencies, because both of these are the main factors that affect a poor metabolic health. But what is it costing us? All of these things are getting in our way. All of these obstacles are preventing us from living the best version of ourselves. But how is it affecting us physically? Do we have limitations? Can't do as much as we'd like. We tire out more easily. Maybe we have pain issues. So there's a lot of different physical contributors that can be a barrier for us. Emotionally, if you do not feel well physically, it will definitely affect you emotionally. I know when I was really sick physically, it impacted me emotionally. I was very frustrated. I was angry. I was depressed. I was anxious because I couldn't do what I normally would have wanted to do. Those limitations were impacting my emotions. So it does affect you not only physically and emotionally and mentally, but socially. It impacts your family, impacts your work. If you have a family and let's say you have little ones and you're not feeling well, then you might be more irritable, more impatient. You might snap at the kids or snap at your husband. At work, you may not have the cognition or the brain capacity to deal with the overwhelming workload. So it does impact us in so many different ways, but we want to do something about it. And what's very exciting is that there are going to be two systems. One is already existing, and we'll talk about that. And then a new one that's going to be launched next week. And this is going to be part of our fundamental healthy habits that we want to incorporate into our daily lives to give our body the support it needs to do what it has to do in our everyday life. Now, today we will be focusing on, as I mentioned, nutrition and digestion, plus movement and metabolism. For those of you that are already using essential oils and Doterra products, you might be familiar with this wellness pyramid, which was reviewed during your wellness consult. And this wellness pyramid is very important because it shows you how having a healthy lifestyle, you can reduce a lot of the different negative health impacts that can occur. And the foundation of being healthy is having that good nutrition and proper digestion. Dr. Osgothorpe is a physician at Doterra, and he mentioned recently how the vitamins, the Doterra vitamins, are filling micronutrient gaps. Without those micronutrients, the cells don't have what they need to function properly. Now, this is like Jenga. If your nutrition is lacking, if you have ever played Jenga and you remove that piece of the puzzle that is supporting other pieces, then the whole thing collapses. And when your nutrition collapses, all the other things in this wellness pyramid also begin to collapse. So you want to have a strong foundation, a strong base. The second part of our class today is going to focus on metabolism, a little bit on movement and the importance of that, but also the function of our metabolism and the impact it has on our health. Another physician from Doterra mentioned how metabolic health is very complex and we need to address it from multiple fronts. It's very multifaceted. So when you do have a compromised metabolism, then you need to address it from the various angles that are being impacted negatively for that metabolism to function at its optimal levels. Here's a study or a survey that was done on over 55,000 people over the age of 20. And the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey found that less than 7% of the adult population in the US had optimal cardiometabolic health. That is a very, very small percentage, which meant that 93.2% of us are dealing with one or all of these issues: overweight, high glucose, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, a history of cardiovascular events, or any type of hereditary risks that elevate some of these other chronic diseases. So someone in your community, someone you know, someone in your family is going to be at risk or be dealing with one or all of these issues. And that's a very sad state of affairs for the United States. And that goes to show how the lack of exercise, the lack of nutrition, eating a highly processed, high fat diet that is poor in nutrition has negatively impacted so many of us. Now, good nutrition is the main factor. In order to have good health, you want to ensure that you have proper nutrition. We're going to talk about supplementation in a second, but supplementation is not a substitute for good nutrition. And so when we don't have the proper nutrition, it affects our health, our weight, our energy, even our hormonal imbalance, plus our emotional state. Now, right now, we can see that it has become an epidemic of individuals that are lacking proper nutrition. There was a study that was done, and you can find this at ewg.org, on the number of adults 19 and older that are lacking and are deficient in vitamins. 95% of them are lacking vitamin D, 94% vitamin E, magnesium, vitamin A, calcium, vitamin C. And today's foods, they're just not the same as the foods we used to have years ago. Even if they're healthy, we're going to see that in just a moment. We think we're eating something healthy. It's just still not going to have the same nutritional value as it did in the past. And over thousands of years, the goal of the agricultural improvement has been not only to improve the yield, but also to improve the taste. And a lot of macronutrients don't taste very good. They can be bitter, and they want to make food taste better. Even fruits and vegetables, they want them to taste sweeter. And so as they make these changes, they are compromising the nutritional value of these fruits and vegetables. And so how do you know if you're lacking proper nutrition? Well, there are some telltale signs, which include having a compromised immune system. So you catch things easily, you catch colds and other things very easily. You can feel tired or lethargic. You can have mood imbalances and even problems concentrating. There was an article written in the New York Times that studied the changes that have occurred in our food supply. And they found that over time, they have been stripping the phytonutrients from our foods. And apples, for example, that are wild, they're going to contain 100 times more phytonutrients than the ones that are purchased in the store. And that's why if you say, well, I eat healthy, I eat a lot of fruits and I eat a lot of vegetables, that's great. Keep doing that. However, there will still be a lack of certain phytonutrients because sometimes we don't eat the variety of foods. We may just like cucumbers and tomatoes and avocados. And so that also poses a problem. And then we're not eating sufficient quantities of these fruits and vegetables. So we all need proper supplementation. Our body has the capacity to heal. It has the capacity to thrive, but we have to give it what it needs. So I don't want you to feel overwhelmed because it does seem like a problem that may not have solutions, but it really, really does. And in today's class, I'm hoping to guide you and offer you a couple of different options to consider if you want to fill not only your nutritional gaps, but support your metabolism. So in 2 minutes and 2 systems, you can support the fundamentals of that wellness pyramid. And both of these can have a tremendous impact on your overall health. So let's start first with nutrition. Now, I have a separate class where I go into a lot more detail on nutrition and digestion, and I'm going to be linking that class below. But I will do a quick little overview, especially if we have new ones that are joining us. The whole food supplement Doterra offers, it's called Lifelong Vitality Pack. And so quickly, I'll go over what's in each of these 3 bottles and why you want to take all of them, because they all have their function and they all have their purpose. Now, they say you are what you eat, but that's not really true. You are what you absorb. And so absorption is the key. So Doterra talks about the bioavailability of nutrients. And so that basically means that you can ingest and absorb, your body is able to recognize, it's able to absorb and utilize these nutrients in their active form. And so they're using a chelation process for the minerals plus full spectrum ratios so that both of these are bioavailable and easy to absorb, and they work together in synergy. Now, one thing that I was impressed with is how they really consider how to innovate the absorption of nutrients. There was a lot of thought, a lot of research going into the creation and development of these vitamins. I know a lot of naturopathic physicians and dietitians that have switched from the vitamins they claimed were awesome. Once they researched the Doterra vitamins and how they were made, they switched to these. These are so amazing that you can even use them as prenatal vitamins. Doterra has a patented process that introduces the vitamins and the minerals to a yeast-based protein matrix, and that allows the body to better recognize and digest the micronutrients. And there has been extensive studies on the benefits of taking supplements. But again, supplements that your body can utilize and absorb. So here are just some of the benefits. And we're going to talk about this: extending our lifespan, reducing our inflammatory response, having better metabolism, our network of antioxidant support, stress management, bone and joint health, and the list goes on and on. But here's an overview of what's packed into these vitamins. The vitamins are 80/50 for all 3. You would have to purchase $1,345 in groceries. The inflation has been added into this new total, the inflation that has been happening the last few months. And those are the groceries a month you'd have to purchase to get the equivalent of the nutrition and benefits found in the Lifelong Vitality Pack. And if you try to recreate this pack, it would cost you about $200 to $300 to try and get the individual formulas that are in all 3. Now, just look at this. To get enough vitamin C for the month, you would need to buy 5 gallons of orange juice. Or to get enough vitamin D for the month, you need to consume 186 eggs. So just a quick example of how densely packed the nutrients are in these 3 bottles. Now, what do each of them do? The alpha CRS is your antioxidant support, protects your DNA. It also helps the energy of the mitochondria in your cells, helps with mental fog, with your immune system, and to have a healthy inflammatory response. And so you can see all the different ingredients that are found in the alpha CRS. And I'm just going to read you a couple of the benefits. So for example, the boswellia and the bromelain, this protease enzyme supports your healthy cellular function. Then we have the ginkgo biloba. This is for your mental clarity and for energy. There's so much research that has gone into creating this ideal formula. to support you in the various ways that I mentioned earlier. The omega is something we all know is super, super good for us. So it helps with our brain development, our cell growth, our immune function, general muscle activity, joint health, and heart and circulatory health. Now, this omega is a combination of omega-3, 6, and 9. And the marine and plant omega is a combination of your pure fish and ahi flower seed oils. Plus, it has vitamin D, vitamin E, and astaxanthin, which is a powerful antioxidant carotenoid. Now, instead of using preservatives, because we know fish oil and so forth can oxidize quickly, they have used 9 essential oils as a natural preservative. Plus, of course, you get all the benefits of what the essential oils have to offer. There's also a vegan option of the omega. So finally, let's quickly go over our Microplex VMZ, and that's going to have your essential vitamins and minerals and going to fill those nutritional gaps. So we need vitamins and minerals for our digestive health, our bone health, our immune health, and our cellular and metabolic health. So I wanted to just show you very quickly the benefits of our vitamins. And as I mentioned, I will be linking information about the class that goes into a lot more detail in our description. And also, if you go to the Doterra blog, they have extensive articles on the vitamins. So let's move on to movement and metabolism. Movement is key for all of us, and most of us don't do it enough. I know I'm one of them. And 15 to 30 minutes of movement daily is really all we need. And if you have not exercised in a while, then just start with 10 or 15 minutes and work your way up. And there's so many easy ways to exercise. It doesn't have to include a gym membership. It can be walking in your neighborhood. It can be watching a YouTube class in your home and following along. Swimming, cycling, active gardening even can burn a lot of calories and help with your cardiovascular health. So movement is absolutely necessary for all of us. And studies have shown all the different benefits it offers, from supporting our cardiovascular health and helping with flexibility, supporting our weight, our mood, reducing stress levels. And I just love to remind myself of the benefits. And I've been walking every day. I'm walking. I have my little watch and I'm trying to hit my steps. And I've noticed a difference because I've been a little stagnant the last couple of years. I haven't been making movement a priority. And as I've been moving more these last 6 months, I have been noticing a shift in just the way I feel, in my flexibility, in my energy, even in my focus. So you don't want to forget the movement piece and just add it to your calendar. Put an alarm, make it an appointment with yourself every single day. Now, the next part of our class is going to focus on the metabolism. And sometimes we think, oh, we have a slow metabolism, which means it's going to affect our weight. And yes, it does. But it does so much more. It affects energy, our body composition, our ability to sleep, our brain function, stress, mood, hormones, skin, immune, pain and inflammation, digestion, focus, plus our cellular function. Who knew? Who knew that metabolism did all of these things? Well, let's learn a little bit more about metabolism and what it does. And essentially what it is the set of chemical reactions that take place in the body's cells to convert food into energy. And so the 3 main purposes of the metabolism are to, when they convert this food into energy, they're making that energy available to run the different cellular processes that are required for existing just for being alive. In addition, as they convert that food into energy, it's creating building blocks, creating proteins and lipids and nucleic acid. And that is something that's just incredible. Sometimes we don't connect that what we're eating is building our cells, is building the different things that are needed for existence. The metabolism is also eliminating metabolic waste. Dr. Osgothorpe recently said how metabolism is how we stay alive. So it's very important, and we want to make sure that it's running optimally. But our metabolism, along with everything else in our body, it ages. When we're born, we're a newborn baby. We're going to have a beautiful, healthy metabolism. But as we age, as we get older, those cells that optimize the function of our metabolism, they also begin to age and die. And so what we want is to reverse that process. Is it even possible? Yes, it is. We want to aim to have optimal metabolic health. And so that means that when you eat, your body is properly digesting, it's absorbing those nutrients from the food without having negative side effects, like raising your blood sugar or raising your body fat or giving you that insulin resistance. When you have a good metabolism, you're going to reduce the risks of all the different challenges that can occur when your metabolism is not functioning properly. A poor diet, high stress, and a sedentary lifestyle, all of these are going to have a negative impact on your metabolic health. And so let's look at how our metabolism, that healthy metabolism, is going to be linked to our biological age. They are inseparable. So for example, if you are 50, chronologically, you were born 50 years ago, but maybe you feel like you're 65. I know that was me. I was in my 30s and 40s, and I felt like I was 60 or 70 because I was so sick. The reverse can also be true. You may encounter people that look really young for their age. Maybe they're 45 and they look like they're 35. So the biological health and the chronological health are very different, and they don't always match up. So your metabolism is going to affect how you feel, but also how you look biologically. And it has an impact on every part of your body at the cellular level. So here are some things that we have mentioned that can affect our metabolic problems. And they are lack of sleep, if you don't have healthy eating, if you don't know how to manage your stress, if you're not exercising, or if you are deficient with your nutrition and vitamins. So these are the pillars. If we can stack these in our favor, then we can start to shift the odds of having healthier metabolism and reversing that aging process. But sometimes we just need a little bit of help because, like I mentioned, as we age, those cells that make our metabolism function optimally may not be working or even existing. Now, Doterra is launching a cutting-edge system to support our metabolism. And I'm going to go through these in the next couple of minutes. They have been deemed as safe even for young people like teenagers that might be struggling with their weight or with insulin resistance. And they're even safe for women that are pregnant or breastfeeding. So I'm going to break this down into 3 sections. The first section we're going to go through is Metapower Metabolic Assist. Those of you may be familiar with the old version of Metapower, which is Slim and Sassy. So that formula is no more. It has been reformulated to be even better. And now Metapower is our new Slim and Sassy. So it's going to come in 4 different ways to take it. You have your essential oil, You have beadlets. Each little beadlet, it's like a little pearl. It's going to have about a quarter of a drop of the essential oil. You're going to have it in a capsule, and then you're going to have it in a gum. So those are the 4 ways that the metabolic blend is going to be available. So that's the first part. The second product we're going to review is the Metapower Metabolic Blend that is called Assist. That one is going to be incredible for individuals struggling with blood sugar issues. And the third one is going to be the Advantage, Metapower Advantage. So first, let's cover the new Slim and Sassy. Metapower Metabolic Blend is going to assist with inhibiting fat cells from maturing. It's going to help with cravings, with your metabolism, with energy, with digestion, can even boost your mood, can help with detoxing the body, and can help with healthy glucose levels. So you can take 1 to 3 capsules in the morning, and in between meals, you can take the gum or a beadlet, and then in the evening, you can take a few drops of the essential oil in some water. This blend contains grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, and cinnamon. Now, the Metapower Metabolic Blend is going to help you say no to those unhealthy foods. It will give you some willpower. So they're calling it willpower in a bottle. In addition, studies have suggested that it's going to or is supporting the NAD plus and NMN levels of the body. And I'm going to go into what these are in just a moment. Now, let's look at the second part of this collection, and this is the Metabolic Assist. This is going to be so transformational for anybody that struggles with insulin resistance or blood sugar inconsistencies, blood sugar dysregulation. It's going to support a healthy blood sugar response, will stabilize your energy throughout the day, and it's blocking receptors that break down the starches that are absorbed into the bloodstream. And this is how it works. When we eat perhaps a high carb meal, then we're going to have unhealthy glucose spikes. And sometimes we need support from medication to stabilize these spikes. But even when we take medication, we can still have these spikes that occur. And so every time you have a glucose spike, you are aging. Those spikes are very detrimental to our health. So you go up and then you come down, and then you go up and then you come down. And trying to stabilize that can be very challenging, especially if you have a problem with your glucose, even if you're on medication. Now, what the Metapower Assist is going to do is that it's going to help avoid excessive oxidative stress, and it's going to smooth out the spikes so that they are healthier and you don't have those extreme highs and lows. So if you were to have a higher carb meal, the Metapower Assist is going to help that. Now, I'm not advocating high carb. This is just an example. Actually, if you have blood sugar issues, you want to go low carb. And I go into that in some of my other videos. But for this example, it will be a support for you whenever you are having some higher carb meals. Let's go into the third product, and this is called Metapower Advantage. And this it's so exciting. I cannot wait to start taking this. This is going to help reverse those cells that are aging and that are causing a lot of the oxidative stress in the body. And so it activates your longevity genes. It's improving brain function. It's going to support lean muscle and connective tissue, improve skin elasticity and firmness. In a moment, I'll share just a couple of testimonials of individuals that have been testing this for a week or two. And let's go into a little bit more of how it works. Now, As we age, I mentioned those cells that keep us young and that keep our metabolism young start to decline. So, our characteristics of aging can happen about maybe age 25 or 30. We start to see that first gray hair, and we start to notice that we can't eat whatever we want anymore because it quickly goes to the hips. So, changes start to occur. Now, when we are 50, we have half of the molecules that we had when we were 20 or 25 that are responsible for this process. And this molecule is called NAD plus. And so it's very critical to repair the DNA. And so can you imagine having half of those cells? So yeah, when we're 50, everything's going to be so much harder. We start to age faster. It's harder to lose weight. Our energy starts to wane. Our brain function starts to decrease. All of these metabolic changes begin to occur because we just don't have that molecule at the levels that we did when we were younger. And so what I'm excited about is that even though we are now living into older years, because of modern science, and we have the medication and the surgeries that are keeping people alive longer, studies have shown that the last 8 years of people's lives are usually lived in a compromised state. So what's the point of living longer if you're going to be miserable those last few years of your life? Now, this isn't to make you live to 150. What this product is to help you live healthier into those older years, helping you live a life that is not as compromised. And that's what I'm excited about. So why would you want to use Advantage? So it raises the levels of this molecule and it keeps you younger. Now, the molecule of NMN, it works with a coenzyme, which is called NAD+. And so without this coenzyme, you can't produce enough NMN. So it is found in every cell of the body, and it's involved in hundreds of metabolic processes. And so the new Advantage that is going to be released next week contains these ingredients, including the NAD+, that's going to activate and strengthen the molecules. So it's going to help us produce more of the molecules we need to reverse the aging process. So what it is a powder that also contains collagen. And all you do is add it to some water and you mix it really well. It doesn't have emulsifiers. And so you have to really shake it or get one of those electric mixers to get it to blend with your water. And it's the only natural form of NMN that exists in the market today. And so there's a patent pending because you may find other NMN products in the market, but they're synthetic. This one is from a natural source. Plus, it's a collagen. It contains 9 strains of collagen. Your typical collagens on the market today only contain 2 strains of collagen peptides. So this is going to be revolutionary. It's going to be free of gluten and sugar and soy and nuts and GMOs. And all you got to do is just take 1 package in the morning with some water. So I am just beside myself with excitement to try these. Now, 3 takeaways as we wrap up this class: that your nutrition and your metabolism are connected. 2 is that nutritional deficiencies and metabolic imbalances affect almost everyone in the United States. And 3, these are safe, effective, and affordable solutions that you can use in your daily routine that only take 2 minutes. So step 1, how can you get started? If you are not even part of our Doterra family or community, then one way to get started is to work on your nutrition and digestion piece. So we do have a starter package. It's called the Healthy Habits Kit that includes the vitamins, plus enzymes and probiotics, a couple of oils, and something for pain and inflammation. If you are already enrolled, this kit is also available for individuals that already have a wholesale account. If you just want to focus on the vitamin piece, on the nutrition piece, then of course you can just start with the Lifelong Vitality Pack vitamins. And remember, the vitamins have a 30-day money back guaranteed. That's why I'm excited to share them with individuals, because if people aren't happy, if you don't get the results that you're looking for, then Doterra will give you your money back. And that's how confident they are that these can truly transform your health. Now, step 2, right, because these go together, you want your nutrition piece. Now we're going to work on our metabolism, and that would be using the new metabolic kit or collection. Now, as I mentioned, it's not available yet. It's going to launch on September 15th. And this is Doterra's annual convention. They are going to have a virtual option as well as an in-person option. I'm attending the virtual option. And at the convention, individuals that attend virtually or in person will have early access to the Metapower system. Otherwise, it will not be available until November. So if you want to get started right away, if you want to get started next week, then you can obtain this by attending the convention. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So it's going to be available in 2 different ways. You can get the Metapower kit by itself, which includes all the different products we went over today. And that kit is $179. The other kit is a complete kit with all of the new mystery products that will be unveiled at convention next week. So I have no idea what they are. Otherwise, I'd probably tell you, but they will be launched next week as well. So if you want that bigger kit that includes everything that's new, then that kit's going to be $240. These are the testimonials of just a couple of people that have been trying the Metapower. Jessica says, I have more mental clarity, less cravings, more energy, and I feel more optimistic. Even my sleep has improved and my complexion feels smoother. I'm so excited to use Metapower every day. And then Dr. Ashley Anderson said, I lost 12 pounds in 30 days and I feel younger. My energy has improved, cravings have decreased, and I see an improvement in my complexion. I can't go back to what my life was like before Metapower. And so they were very fortunate to be part of that trial and part of those that were selected to experience the new Metapower. So if you want to get your hands on this new product, then I encourage you to get a virtual ticket. The convention is 3 days long, but there are options. You can get a $35 ticket and learn about the Metapower and all the new products live on Thursday, September 15th. Your $35 ticket will also give you highlights of the other couple of days. So you can watch on demand any of these, and they are going to be available for you to incorporate into your schedule, because some of you might work or you may have little ones. So you can watch it on demand. Now go to heal.doterra.com to get your virtual ticket, and that'll give you access to the new products. If you go to that website, you will see another option, which is $99. The $99 is a premium watch party ticket that is available if you really wanted to watch all of the convention in detail, all the different workshops, all the different breakout sessions, and have access to all of that information, then you would want the $99 premium. And again, they give you about 1 or 2 weeks to watch the convention on demand. So that's the one I'm doing because I do not want to miss a single breakout section or discussion on all the new things that are coming up. So my friends, that is today's class. I hope you found it helpful and informative, and I look forward to supporting you on your wellness journey. If you are watching this on YouTube, I encourage you to give me a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to the channel, plus click the notification bell so every time a new video drops, you will be notified. I look forward to connecting with you in the near future, and I bid you a great day. Bye-bye.